Now on CoastTV News.
Ballot battle brewing. Why Ocean City could see a referendum over the short-term rental controversy, and what's taking place today in the town. Plus, desperate search drags on. The latest updates coming in this morning as investigators work into day 11 of the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. We hear from one man who claims he's innocent.
Sun is shining on Delmarva as our thaw continues, tracking a brief cool down before we warm up for the weekend. Plus, the latest on a late weekend storm threat.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. Today is Wednesday, February 11th. I'm Grace Eckerly and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Our top story this morning. Today, we should get word out of Ocean City about a referendum taking place in the short-term rental controversy and the validation of signatures on a petition. It's just the latest attempt by some property owners who are advocating for less restrictions on rentals like Airbnbs. Ocean City's Board of Supervisors of Elections is verifying the signatures of a petition calling for a referendum. We've talked to homeowners who depend on those rentals to help pay the bills. They're telling us they feel like their property rights are being squeezed out.
The voters want their own property rights, whether they intend to ever rent their home. They know that they're pretty much one accident away from needing some type of extra income in case of an emergency. And they don't want someone to come in and steal their property rights.
And here are some details on a proposed ordinance that puts limits on short-term rentals. First, it would cap short-term rental licenses in R1 and mobile home districts at 10% of all properties. It would allow up to 375 licenses. That leaves about 55 new licenses available. Existing licenses would remain valid, but new licenses would prioritize Ocean City residents, with applications to be handled on a first-come, first-served basis. According to the town, the ordinance must pass by March 2nd to take effect for the 2026 rental season. Now taking a live look into Ocean City this morning, got a nice view of the waves out there. We've got some nice temperatures to look forward to as well. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace. Yeah, the temperatures are still on our side as the thaw continues. We had a bit of cloud cover to start our day. We even had a brief shower across Accomack County, but you can see the cold front now well offshore, sinking southward. We have mainly clear skies. What you see there is pretty much a snowpack across much of the Mid-Atlantic to our north. And you can see the skies in lowest 46 degrees, winds out of the north at about 6 miles an hour. We're holding at 47 in Milton and Georgetown, 48 degrees in Laurel, and we are at 47 in Longneck. The winds have picked up a bit out of the northwest, gusting to 24 miles an hour in Georgetown, 8 in Rehoboth, and we're going to continue to see gusts 30-35 throughout the afternoon. So the breeziness will be with us for most of the day and through the evening, staying pretty sunny and dry through the day. In fact, we're going to remain dry for the remainder of the week, only we're going to turn a bit more on the chilly side as we go into the day tomorrow. And for Friday, temperatures rolling back in the mid to upper 30s. We'll talk about some beautiful conditions to start the weekend, but an unsettled end to the weekend. I'll have more on that here in a little bit.
Thank you, Chris. And authorities have brought in a man for questioning Tuesday in connection with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie. This comes as the FBI released newly recovered images of a person appearing to tamper with Guthrie's security camera. NBC's Alice Barr shows us the latest in the disappearance of Nancy and why one man says he's innocent.
I was the one that was pulled over at the traffic.
In rapid developments this morning, we're hearing from a man who says he was the one detained for questioning in the Nancy Guthrie investigation, and that he lives at the southern Arizona property state and federal authorities searched overnight. They would only say after the search that the investigation is ongoing. The man says he delivers packages in the Tucson area, but had nothing to do with Guthrie's disappearance.
All I know is that they show my in-law a picture of somebody wearing a mask or something, and they supposedly, it looked like my eyes.
The Pima County Sheriff's Office earlier said they detained someone for questioning in the case in a Tuesday traffic stop south of Tucson, but would not comment on whether or not that person was released. It all comes after the FBI made public this disturbing video of a masked person wearing gloves and carrying a gun and a backpack outside Nancy Guthrie's home the night she went missing more than 10 days ago. The FBI director who visited the Tucson Command Center Twitter yesterday and shared this photo, confirmed investigators are looking at persons of interest, but no one in law enforcement has said whether the person brought in for questioning is the same one in this doorbell camera video that the FBI had been working with private sector companies to recover.
And then go into their systems and actually excavate material that people would think would normally be deleted and no one would look for.
The images reveal what appears to be facial hair around the person's mouth and what looks like distinctive eyebrows through the mask's eye holes. You can also see the person's clothing and body movements as they've tampered with and covered up the camera. Today show anchor Savannah Guthrie shared the video from her mother's doorbell camera, writing, "Someone out there recognizes this person. We believe she is still out there. Bring her home." In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Happening today, Maryland Governor Wes Moore is to deliver his State of the State address. According to Moore, safety is one focus of the speech as the state faces a budget deficit of over $1 billion. People wanting to tune in can watch on several platforms. That includes Instagram, YouTube, and X, that's formerly Twitter. The State of the State is scheduled in just a few moments from now at noon. And new this morning, the Delaware Department of Corrections says it's launching a new community notification system that's aimed to keep residents informed. The Delaware DOC says that the free service will let people sign up for text, phone, or email alerts about updates and emergencies. Registration opens today with notifications beginning on March 1st. And for more information on where to register and how to customize your alerts to specific correctional facilities, head to the article on our website, CoastTV.com. And the public has a chance to give feedback on proposed changes to the DART bus system. Today at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center, the Delaware Transit Corporation will hold a public hearing workshop to review proposed DART services changes. DTC says that the schedule adjustments are proposed to improve on-time performance, connections, and service reliability to many routes in Sussex County on all service days. This is also applying to the beach bus service, which runs from May to September. There are no routing changes proposed for Sussex County, and that meeting will be held this afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. Now stay with us on CoastTV News Midday, because coming up after the break, Smith Island weather impacts, how Maryland officials are hoping to alleviate electrical issues.
Taking a live look into a sunny Laurel, 48 degrees there, and temperatures are going to remain in the upper 40s, right near 50 degrees through the afternoon under mostly sunny skies. Congratulations to Victor Irvin, Milford, Delaware, winning an umbrella from Coast TV. Coming up, we will talk about some rain and wind potentially over the weekend coming up in that full 7-day forecast.
On the bay side of Maryland, the weather has not been kind to Smith Island recently. Ice chunks still surrounding the island in Chesapeake Bay, and now high winds have snapped electrical wire that keeps power from coming from the main island. Officials say this happened over the weekend, so for the last couple of days, the island has been running off of generators. Luckily, islanders tell us the generators are working well so far, but some are conserving energy just in case.
We conserve power pretty much. We have to have heat, but I keep house at about 65 degrees.
Cutting back your heat if possible, and, trying to do all your laundry sporadically and, just drawing water, whatever makes it necessary.
Fuel has been coming in on barges escorted by the icebreaker. Maryland DNR says one came in on Monday, and they're hoping to send another one out on Thursday or Friday. And coming up next, we got First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrono, and look at that, behind the pole, Bob Schreihe. Chris has your full Valentine's Day weekend forecast after this.
Well, for the second straight day, Mother Nature rewarding us with sunshine and, seasonable temperatures. In fact, some areas are already at the 50-degree mark. Right now we're at 45 in Rehoboth, just a few high clouds there, but really nice out there. And temperature right now 46 in Milford, 51 Willards, 48 in Gumboro, and we're holding at 47 in Millsboro. Now, we mentioned the breeziness is going to kick in throughout the day today. We're already seeing winds picking up, 24-mile-an-hour gusts there in Georgetown, and because of those higher winds we expect today, small craft advisories are up for the Delaware Bay, through the Delaware coast, down through Ocean City, Chickateague, as well as through the Chesapeake Bay, and those run through tomorrow evening. So you can still see the snowpack there, northern midshore, Kent County on points northward up through the I-95 corridor. Definitely going to get some melting today across the area as we once again see those milder temperatures. And there's the showers we had across Accomack County now pushing offshore. Cold front now well offshore as well. Well, we've had a rare cold spell here on Delmarva. Coldest 17-day period since 2015 from January 24th through the 9th with an average mean temperature of 21.8 degrees. And it was our coldest start to February, coldest 9-day start since 1996. So certainly notable cold across the area, and that's why we have all this ice across the area as well. Temperatures upper 40s near the 50-degree mark. We'll have mainly clear skies. To the evening, we'll dip to 36 by around 10. Those winds will continue to gust anywhere between about 30 to 35 miles an hour, and we're going to stay rather breezy through the overnight into the day on Thursday. Now Thursday, a brisk day. It's going to be cooler, and with the wind, it's going to feel a lot colder, and then we're going to have some wind chills in the teens for tomorrow morning. Now, we are going to stay mainly clear, falling into the upper 20s through the overnight. Partly sunny skies, but notice the temperatures are back in the upper 30s tomorrow, so that is certainly going to feel a bit of a shock compared to where we're at today. We fall to 28 overnight in Lewis, 27 in Georgetown, some of our cooler spots dipping into the mid-20s through the interior portion of the peninsula. Well, we stay dry over the course of the next 3 days. In fact, Friday, a beautiful day, mostly sunny skies. It's about as perfect as you can get for Valentine's Day this time of year. 50 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Clouds will be increasing Sunday ahead of our next storm system. Still a lot of uncertainty with the storm as the overall track and intensity, but we are generally thinking rain will develop, potentially some soaking rain as we go into Sunday night. Notice the rain snow line right along the I-95 corridor could potentially get into some wet snow. Very small chance of that. I think we're leaning primarily to a rain event here as we go into the night on Sunday, into the early part of your President's Day. Rain to start, some wind as well, but the good news is behind it, we don't see any Arctic air. We stay pretty mild in the 50s into early next week. Grace.
Well, that sounds like a treat, Chris. Coming up tonight on DSN at 5:30, we have live women's college basketball when Salisbury University hosts Christopher Newport. Then catch the final score at 10:30 p.m. You can watch that Salisbury game on DSN Plus along with these exclusives. At 4 p.m., the Stephen Decatur girls basketball team visits Easton, and Unified Basketball Polytech is at Lake Forest. At 6 p.m., Chincoteague hosts Salisbury Christian in boys basketball. Now on to sports of a different kind. Day 8 of the competition of the Olympic Winter Games, and our coverage will continue all the way to the closing ceremonies on February 22nd, right here on Coast TV. Now let's take a look at the medal count right now. This is last updated at 11 o'clock. The U.S. has 3 gold medals so far, 5 silver, 2 bronze, bringing the U.S.'s total to 10 medals so far. Norway leading the way with 7 gold medals, 2 silver, 4 bronze, bringing their total to lucky number 13. That leads the Olympic Winter Games. And Italy, 2 gold, 2 silver, 7 bronze, making their total 11. And a programming note for you due to the Winter Olympics from February 9th through the 20th. You can catch Jeopardy on our sister station, Fox 21, at its regular time, 7:30 p.m. Same show, same time, just a different channel while the games are on. Less than 24 hours after closing the airspace around El Paso International Airport, the FAA said flights could resume as normal on Wednesday morning. All flights were grounded last night, citing security reasons. And this morning, a Trump administration official said Mexican drug cartel drones had breached U.S. airspace. The FAA saying those have now been disabled and no longer pose a threat. And the measure failed by a vote of 214 to 217 on the House floor on Tuesday night, with language in a rule that would have prevented the House from voting to overturn Trump's tariffs at least through the end of July. Without this in place, Democrats will now be able to introduce measures to terminate the national emergencies that Trump declared when he implemented tariffs. Officials say that this could happen as soon as this week. And coming up after the break, Lewis Forest Future, the potential outdoor activities that are proposed for the city's 4th Street Preserve. We'll be right back. New this morning, decisions could be made today in Lewis at the 4th Street Preserve. According to the agenda for today's meeting, city leaders will discuss and could take action on a design for 3 bridges and possible rail concept. The group will also take action and recommend regarding a recent groundwater study. Funding requests set to be discussed at the gathering as well, and Lewis City officials will meet today at 2 p.m. Also happening in Lewis, several updates are expected regarding a water sanitation and DENREC study, according to the agenda for the Economic, Environmental, and Resiliency Commission meeting. 3 projects connected to the Lewis Water Resources Development Act will be getting reviewed. City documents state that this could include upgrades to the pump station, and the commission will hear a new geological study focused on wave action and the impact on sand movement at the beach changes. That meeting scheduled for today at 3 p.m.
It's a carbon copy of what we had yesterday on Delmarva. Pleasant temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Plenty of sunshine. We're at 48 in Ocean View. The winds will be picking up a bit through the afternoon with gusts to near 35 miles an hour. You can always call our Coast TV First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast. We'll have your 10-day next. Well, we're trying to get some of that ice to break apart here in the bay. I'm looking more like the Arctic Ocean over the recent weeks as we take a live look into Lewis. 48 degrees. Now, temperatures are going to hold in the upper 40s through the afternoon under mostly sunny skies. We fall to 37 for a high on Thursday, so a little cooler, but not quite Arctic. Mostly sunny skies into Friday. A gorgeous start to the weekend. We're up to 50 degrees for Valentine's Day, and then watching that storm system late Sunday night into Monday, that could bring a soaking rain and wind to the area. And look at those temperatures into next week. We soar into the upper 50s and definitely going to see some 60-degree temperatures, I think, on the peninsula as we get into especially Wednesday and Thursday. And then we could see a late shower there on Thursday with high of 58. Grace.
Looking forward to those warmer temperatures. Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News Midday. If you'd like more local news or local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. And don't forget to join us back here for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Until then, have a great Wednesday.